Your personal brand is the mix of your skills, your experience, the things that you do, where you work, and all of that comes into a magic. You could have somebody who has the exact same profile as you, but they can't do what you do the way you do it. People who are impactful, people who are memorable, are the ones whose brands are sharp, are thoughtful, are creative, are innovative, as opposed to the people who just kind of blend into the background. And so when you think you don't have a personal brand, you absolutely do. It's just not a good one. You want to have one that makes a difference, that shows people who you are and how you add value. And really, that's the magic of personal branding. It's that je ne sais quoi, but I know c'est quoi about what it is that makes that magic very different than folks who just show up and not put any priority onto it, not care, really thinking about it and making sure that they understand their value proposition and they amplify it as much as possible, no matter what profession they're in. A personal brand has a lot of different aspects to it. It starts with your visual representation, literally thinking about what you're wearing, how you look, how you show up, even how you smile. Oftentimes when people will have a headshot, I'll laugh and say, were you in a bad mood that day? So you want to make sure that any visual representation of yourself, either in person or via video or photo, tells the tale of you without you having to say anything, versus just showing up in what I call, Zoom ponytail. It's fine, but is it what is going to make you stand out and amplify what you want in terms of being memorable? And there's also how you speak and how you communicate. There's a lot of ums and likes. That kind of thing doesn't really resonate well when you're thinking of communication. Are you using emojis when you're responding to somebody who is above you, or even someone you've never met before? Am I really going to hire this person because I'm asking about something that's important to me and they're not putting a lot of effort into what they're showing me in order for me to think about them and their profession? It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. What are the words that you would use to describe yourself? And then what are the words you think people would use to describe you? And do they align? I call it the Destiny's Child conundrum, right? Beyonce is where you want to be, right? Everybody should want to be there. But are you showing up as Michelle or Kelly? You really want to think about who you are, how you show up. So that's the visual representation, that's your communication, and it's also at a baseline, excellence in the work that you do. One big part about branding that really makes it resonate more for folks is your authenticity. And authenticity is not keeping it real, right? I'm from Brooklyn, I get it, right? But authenticity is not equivocal to keeping it real. It's really making sure that you show up as yourself all the time and understanding there's a scale of authenticity, right? So my authentic space on the weekend is in sweatpants and no makeup and watching television. You'll never see that. You will never ever see my authentic self at a 10, but at a 5, or maybe even, a 6 or 7, depending on how comfortable I feel with you, that's where I'll show up. Authenticity is important when it comes to your personal brand because it really helps you to not feel as if you're phoning it in, as if you're sort of faking it to become it. It's you, it's just deciding where in that scale you are and how you're showing up. As I was sort of elevating my profession as an attorney, I got feedback from someone saying that they thought I was a little bit too familiar and too personal with some of the folks I was interacting with. When I think about my personal brand now and how people will say that they feel like they've immediately connected with me, even if it's via Zoom or in a room, it's because I get personal. It's because I connect with you. So if I had taken that feedback and thought, okay, I'm going to change and just really be sort of stiff, I wouldn't have accessed my authentic self and become the professional that I am today. Oftentimes people will say, Paula, why is this branding thing so important to you? And the folks who I've worked with or I have spoken for who have said they don't have a brand, I sort of look at how people are responding to them even saying that. Not having a mission and vision for their profession and understanding that their brand is really how they get to that goal is a problem. People say it with this sort of like, I don't have a brand, I'm not a can of Coca-Cola. and I say, when I get a can of Coca-Cola, I know exactly what to expect. I know what it should look like. I know what it should taste like. With you, I'm not sure if we're doing Bobo soda or if it's Pepsi, right? I want to know what to expect, and I want to know that there's going to be consistency with you and how you show up. That's a part of branding. So when you think, I don't have a brand, even when you say that, you do. My mother used to say, you can be the wind or you can be the leaf. And that's why I'm a brand evangelist. I speak it because I know that I've seen the power of when you access it and amplify it thoughtfully, strategically, assessing first, deciding what your goal and your vision is, and then continuing to consistently iterate and modify and elevate as you continue going on with your profession. It is powerful. Don't leave it to the wayside. It's got to be prioritized. That's it. Take a stand about your brand.